I mentioned playlist pitching in some of my other videos already, but I never really went in depth about why I believe playlisting is important in the musical landscape of today. So let me rectify that. Music, is ever so abundant nowadays, and getting your music heard is both easier and more difficult at the same time. Whereas before the age of streaming, discovery would, happen organically, like at shows, festivals or conferences, there has been a major shift towards what's called tastemakers. These could either be algorithmic, like your Discover Weekly or New Music Friday playlists, editorial or user-created playlists. Since it's virtually impossible to listen to everything new, you will get a curated list of things that are close to your taste based on your listener's profile, but also your specific choice of user-created playlists. Oftentimes, those playlists follow specific moods or topics, like this In the Mood for Love playlist here. And obviously, it can be discussed whether this is a good thing or not. Offering someone just more of the same thing is not promoting a wide variety of interest, but the human brain is very good at ingesting similar material, whereas everything new still needs to form the necessary neural pathways and comes with more friction. The difficult news is that getting someone to listen to one specific song is hard in today's society. But why is that? Well, first of all, you need to somehow get someone's attention. That could be ads, marketing, or any other form of creating interest. They need to click your song and listen to it, and then ideally they would become a fan and go ahead and search for more of your songs and listen to them before getting distracted by the next best thing. But this is not how things usually happen, right? Most people are looking for easy access to music, and giving them a list of things that they will most likely enjoy is one of the basic principles of user engagement. This is where playlisting and playlist pitching comes in. As I mentioned in another video of mine, the hard truth is that it's difficult to get onto playlists, mainly just, again, because of the sheer volume of music out there, and not every playlist does the same for you. Getting into the wrong playlist could even hurt your career. They could be employing artificial streaming tactics that could see your music removed from said services. And not every playlist has the same number of listeners. Ideally, you'd, find a playlist that has active listeners and a good amount of streams per month and try your luck. I think that's also important to be said. If you don't try, you will not reap any rewards. If you believe that your song might fit the type of playlist, find out who to reach out to and get in touch. Worst thing that can happen is a no. And if you're in the creative business, this is something that you will need to be able to deal with. There are some platforms that help you with pitching to playlists, like SubmitHub, for example. A lot of them can also do an initial analysis whether this playlist does employ artificial streaming tactics. But most importantly, those platforms connect music creators with playlist curators. Another way to go about that is to create a playlist yourself. Sure, it is much more work than just sending something off to someone and hoping for the best, but it also means that you are in control, and maybe, over time, your playlist becomes interesting for other people to get onto, widening your and their reach at the same time. The way that I usually go about this is as follows. Well, first, I think of a topic, something that guides the listener towards the playlist. Let's take the In the Mood for Love playlist as an example again. I chose the name of the playlist based on search volume that I have been tracking via Google Trends. If you don't know Google Trends, it lets you see search term trends across Google's product range like search or YouTube. You can also search for potential names on the respective streaming services and see how many people subscribe to a playlist. This is a good indicator for playlist quality and interest. Find a good mixture of well-known songs that fit well with your song or songs that you want to put into the playlist. Make sure to update it from time to time to attract new listeners and market this new playlist as you would your single. If you look at algorithmic data on Spotify, for example, you'll find that your popularity score is also influenced by the number of playlists that your songs are on. I would assume that they only contribute if people are also streaming them, so make sure to get people to listen to those playlists as well. At the end of the day, though, playlists are also a great way to give a head nod to other musicians and valuing their contributions, which is nice considering that making music is actually a very social thing. I'd love to hear your stories about how and whether playlists affected the popularity of your band or your songs, and whether these tips help you out in the comments below. And see you next time.